Good morning. Okay, so it is 9 o'clock. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes because we have quite a few people still joining. So we're going to give everyone an opportunity to join us. Again, if you have not signed in, please make sure you sign in. We have placed the sign in the chat. And then also the material for today will be found in our live binder. Um, and then I also placed in the chat the training environment. So we will be in the training environment this morning. So if you could please go ahead and go to that link and you'll put in your username and of course your WebSCM password. Again, this is the training module. No, Miss Bateman, so that's a great question. So she asked if the login for the training environment is the same as a real environment. So no, so you all should have training login. So like these are logins that you'll use just for the training environment. Your actual logins have not been released to you all just yet. Miss Bateman, we can get that information to you. Tamika or Bridget will submit that information to you shortly. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so welcome to WebSCM Entitlement Training this morning. So if you've attended any of our trainings, you know we always start with this acknowledgement statement. So you understand and acknowledge the training you're about to take does not cover the entire scope of the program and that you are responsible for knowing and understanding all handbooks, manuals, alerts, notices, guidance, as well as any other forms of communication that provide further guidance, clarification, or instruction on operating the program. Okay, so why WebSCM? That's been a major question. So here are a few reasons as to why we are converting over to web-based system management. So the FDP module in TXU and PS was not able to have an upgrade. There is not an upgrade. So TDA has decided that we will switch over to web-based supply chain management system to submit RA orders to USDA. And so this will be a streamlined process because USDA already owns and regularly upgrades WebSCM, making it the best solution to serve you all, our RAs in Texas, for now and in the future. All right, so we have a RA user check-in. So if you all have your phones or if you're able to pull up another browser, if you could go ahead and complete this RA user check-in. You can scan the QR code. So there are a few questions it's going to ask you. So the first question is, how enthusiastic are you about the transition from TXUNPS FDP module to WebSCM? So you can go ahead and put your rating. And the next question, how anxious are you about the transition from TXUNPS FDP module to WebSCM? So if you're cool as a cucumber, you'll rate it as a 1. If you're a nervous Nelly, you'll rate yourself as a 5. And then to complete the check-in, you're going to put your student ID, which we'll put the example in the chat, but it's going to be your region number, so R10, and then your CEID, and then your last name. And if you have completed that section, you can go ahead and put done in the chat, and then I'll know to move along. All right, so it's like a lot of you have already completed this. All right, so we'll go ahead and move on. All right, so next we're going to just discuss our course outline and objectives for this morning. So we have 4 objectives. So of course we'll go over the introduction. So we'll talk more about the overview and objectives. We'll talk about RA 101 review. So we'll do a review. We're going to review some WebSCM terminology and portal components. We'll also discuss entitlement summary reports. So these are the summary reports of all program allocation and bonuses. And then we'll wrap up by discussing entitlement detailed reports. So we'll discuss and review how each requisition impacts entitlement. All right, so our course objectives and outcomes. So by the end of this course, you all will be able to understand and identify how to access entitlement and bonus reports, both under summary and detail. You'll be able to identify where to locate beginning entitlement balance, your remaining entitlement balance, and bonuses for current and previous school years. You'll also be able to identify where to locate entitlement orders, totals, entitlement pounds, and reports, and we'll also review how transactions impact entitlement. All right, so before we get into it, we're going to do a quick review. So this is the new terminology that you all will need to get familiar with. So of course, you all are used to using some of the terminology that is used in TXUNPS, but there are some new acronyms and terms that you'll need to know when it comes to Web Supply Chain Management System. So formerly in TXUNPS, you are still currently identified as CEs, or contracting entity, but when it relates to WebSCM, you'll be known as recipient agency, so RA. Also, Texas Department of Agriculture, TDA, we're all familiar with. In the Web Supply Chain Management System, you'll see SDA, which is your state distributing agency. And then in TXUNPS, you were familiar with operations. Well, in WebSCM, they'll be now known as transactions. And the same with survey. So you all were familiar with the term survey. Well, in WebSCM, they'll be now known as catalogs. Okay, so this morning we're talking about entitlement. So Just remember, keep in mind that WebSCM only has visibility from entitlement to the initial delivery point. So that initial delivery point could be your state contracted warehouses, or for some of you all that have actual warehouses at your actual CEs, that could be like your direct ship type of facilities or processors. So you all that process a lot of your entitlement, that could include your processors. Okay, so we are about to get into the training module for WebSCM. So if you all could go ahead and join or go to that link. So it's should be in your chat, or you can copy from this PowerPoint. You'll need to go ahead and log into the training environment. And if for some reason you do not have the information, you can put your name and also your CE name, and Tamika and Bridget can look up the information for you to get you your username and password. And once you all have logged into the training environment, if you could go ahead and put there or done, so I know that we can move on. But I'll give you a few minutes, okay? Looks like a lot of you are in. Okay, great. Okay, so just keep in mind the training environment does look a lot like the actual live production page. So just make sure that you are on the training environment. And one way that you can be for sure that you're in the training environment is by looking here where it says NTRN. So that signals that you are in the actual training environment. So does everyone see that? NTRN. Okay, Christy, you don't see it. Have you logged in? Okay, you're there. Okay, good. Okay, and then you should also see of course, right now you are in the testing environment, so you'll see your username here. So for example, we have Lemon One User RA, but of course, when you're in the actual environment, the real environment, you'll see your RA name here, or the username, I apologize. And then an organization is where you'll see your RA name. Okay, so now, do you all see this home page? So it may look a little different because of course you all are in the system or the training environment, and this is a PowerPoint, so you may see something a little bit different. But do you see something similar to this landing page? So you should see announcements. Yes, okay, great. So just like when you all log into TXUMPS, when you log into the web-based supply chain management system, make sure that you're checking the form for updates. So here, these are real-time updates. And then you can also see like when the last post was, who it was created by, tells you the date, the time. So these are real again, live notices and updates for you all. So you want to make sure that you read through those. And if at any time you're more than welcome to get into the system at any time to, kind of practice, go through the reports, but please keep in mind that the system does go through a refresh Friday through Monday. So you're unable to get in to this training environment those days. So Friday through Monday. And so, but you're able to use it Tuesday through Thursday if you need extra practice. Okay. So as I was saying before, so these are the announcements. And so when you log back in, if you see an orange dot, that is your indication that there is new content since your last visit. So anytime you see an orange dot, that means that you have not read that announcement. So you'll need to make sure that you go through that announcement. And then also, you can see here, you're able to scroll. So do you all see announcements on in the testing environment now? You see orange dots? Okay, so some no, some yes. Okay. Okay, great. No. So depending on your username, you may not. Okay, but so for you all that are saying no, do you see announcements? You may not see new ones, but do you see any announcements? Okay, so yes, just not orange. Okay. Okay. As long as you see announcements, we are good. Okay, so now we are going to go back up top. So if you all scroll back up to the top, you should see an area where it says Home, Admin, Reports, and Help. You all see that? Okay, yes, great. Okay, so we are going to move along. We're going to actually pull some reports. Okay, so let me go back. So before moving along, so depending on your user access, that is going to be dependent on what all you all see. So if like you're the order manager, or if you have view rights only, you may not see some of the same information that an order manager sees. So just keep that in mind, depending on your user roles. Okay. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get into entitlement summary reports. So go ahead and stay where you are. Just a moment. Okay. And so this here, so this is the old way. So this is how it looked in TXUMPS, your weekly commodity bulletin. So now that's going to be replaced with your WBSCM report. So we're going to go ahead and practice pulling those reports. Okay, so go ahead and click on reports. You all see that by the home button? You should see reports. And then under reports, you're going to click on entitlement management. Y'all following along? Okay, great. If I go too fast, let me know. Try not to go too fast or too slow. Okay. All right, so you've clicked on entitlement management. Now go ahead and click on entitlement bonus summary report. Okay, so once you've clicked on that entitlement summary report, you should come to a screen that looks like this, similar to what you're seeing on this PowerPoint. It says, "Welcome to Entitlement Bonus Summary Report." Do you all see that? And it may be blank, of course. Okay, great. All right. So next you are going to select your program. So for today, go ahead and just put NSLP. So you should have, when you click on those double boxes, you all see that? You should be able to search for a program. And so type in NSLP. Everyone see that? Okay, great. Okay. Ah, I jumped ahead. Okay. And then program year. So your program year, go ahead and enter, so go ahead and enter 2023 for program year. Now, keep in mind when you all try to run reports next year, you won't have any information in there unless you were a pilot school. So after a few years, of course, you will be able to run your historical data, but just keep in mind right now you won't have any historical data. Okay, so you have program year 2023. And then the next box is going to be, it's going to say RA/SDA number. This number will auto-populate for you all. So you will not have to enter anything. It will automatically auto-populate. Okay. And then you're going to click on execute. And when you hit execute, stay right there. Don't move forward. Don't do anything. And when you have clicked execute, let me know. Okay, done. Okay, great. All right. All right, so we do have an assessment here. So this assessment is going to ask you about this report that you just executed. So go ahead, if you have your phones handy, go ahead and scan that QR code, or there is a link you can copy and paste to another browser. Go ahead and scan that QR code. And it's going to ask you which image below is the screen you see when you open entitlement/bonus summary report in WBSCM. And so whichever you see, you're going to click option 1 or option 2, and then click next. And again, you're going to enter your student ID. So again, your student ID is CE, your ID number, your CE ID number, and then your last name. So I'll give you all a moment to get that information submitted. And Tamika has put the example of your student ID in the chat if you need that information. And make sure you're completing this information because, again, this is how TDA is recording that you have completed these assessment and knowledge checks. And also, it is important that you are signing in because we are also marking you all complete as attended training. So please make sure that you're signing in on our sign-in sheets as well. Okay, and once you've completed this assessment, if you'll go ahead and put finish in the chat, and then I'll know we can move forward. Okay. All right. So next we're going to print in PDF. So if you click on print to PDF, you should see that. So you do have a few options. So you can print to PDF. And then your next option is going to be if you export, it's going to open up into Microsoft Excel. And so you can compare those two reports. Now, once you open the Microsoft Excel, it may appear at the bottom of your screen for you to open up. You all see that? Does everyone have the Excel spreadsheet? Okay, yes, great. Okay, and so once you have the Excel spreadsheet, of course, you may have to enable editing before opening the file and downloading. So once you have done that, then you should be able to scroll at the bottom and you'll be able to see all of your columns. Okay, and so we are going to look at a few of these columns. We'll go through quite a few of them. Okay, so under column B, you should see the SO to party. And this is going to be your RA WBSCM ID number. So here, column B, you should see SO to party. And then column C, you're going to see the SO to name. So this is going to be the RA name. So your RA's name will be here. Of course, since we're in the test database, you won't see your actual RA name, but you should see an RA name there. And then In D and E, of course, you're going to see the so to city and so to state. So do you all see this information on your Excel spreadsheet? Of course, it's going to be different, but you have information there. Okay, yes, great. I seen one no. Christy, are you in this? Are you following? Are you in the system? Miss Elisa, yes. So the information this PowerPoint is, the information is in the live binder. And I believe Bridget has placed that information in the chat for you all. Okay. So I know it is a lot of information, but that's why we definitely encourage you all to go back in Tuesday through Thursday to, kind of play around in this, not play around, but get familiar with the system. All right, so program year should be in tab or column F. So this is the program year that you're reviewing. Okay, and so column G, this is what we really want to know, right? So this is your beginning balance. So this is your USDA entitlement for the school year. Again, your beginning balance. So if you're viewing this current year entitlement report, then your beginning balance may be different in September or October. So maybe it may vary. But this is your total amount of entitlement that was given to you all, the RA. And you will see it as this is a dollar value. All right. So we have another assessment. So again, you can scan the QR code with your phone, or you can go to the link and then open up a different browser. And so it's asking which image below is a PDF version of the entitlement bonus summary report in WebSCM. So you'll go ahead and click your answer and then again, put your student ID. Okay, let me go ahead and look at the chat. So Miss Cam, you said, how did we arrive at this spreadsheet? So let me go back.
O sea, escuchaba que va con el señor y se viene con el señor todo y lo de. ¿Con cuál señor? Ramos, es su tío. Ramos. Omar Ramos. Ah.
Okay, Miss Cam. So if you go back, one more. So under home, and then you should see reports. And then it's going to say entitlement summary report. Or entitlement bonus summary report. And you'll click print to PDF. And then you should be able to export also. Or you don't even have, I apologize. You don't have to print to PDF, but click export and it's going to open up to an Excel spreadsheet. You should be under summary report. Okay, man. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So TDA, they're saying, so the download icon box may display in the lower left side of the screen or the upper right side of the screen. So just keep an eye out for that. It may display differently on your computer. Okay, Mr. Dawson, you said the export PDF looks nothing like the assessment check answer. So it may look differently compared to this slideshow or this PowerPoint. Okay, let me go back to the assessment screen. Okay, Jennifer, it is up. Okay, so is everyone on the assessment? Have you all finished that assessment? Okay, if you're finished, go ahead and put finish in the chat. Okay, all right. We will go ahead.
Thank you. Can I just make a comment?
Yes.
On the assessment, it's showing you a PDF and an Excel. In the slides, we were just showing the Excel right now. And so that's what option 1 is showing you, the PDF version on an assessment. So that might be the confusion, because yeah, on the slide,
Okay.
the slides were showing as the Excel version.
Okay, thank you, Chris. All right, so we're going back to that entitlement summary report. So I hope you all still have that handy. So column H is going to be, so if you all opted in for DOD, you will see your DOD fresh amount here. So this again is going to be a dollar value of your entitlement allocated for your DOD fresh fruits and vegetable program. So if you don't opt in, of course, you will see a 0. You won't have a dollar amount there. Okay, and so the next one is going to be your entitlement order total. So this is going to be your dollar value of all entitlement orders placed for direct delivery and processing through WBSCM. So just keep in mind this does not include your DOD fresh ordered through favors. So again, does not include. And then column J is going to be your entitlement pounds. So this is the amount of entitlement pounds for direct delivery and processing ordered through WBSCM. Again, does not include DOD fresh. Okay, so column K is going to be your entitlement balance. So this is going to be your entitlement remaining after all processing and direct delivery pounds have been allocated. So you can actually do the math yourself just to verify that it's accurate. So you, of course, would start with column G. So this is going to be your beginning balance. And then, of course, you're going to subtract. If you all opted in for DOD fresh, you're going to subtract column H. And then, of course, subtract your entitlement order total. And then that is going to give you your entitlement balance. So that's where column K, that's going to be your entitlement remaining after all processing and direct delivery pounds have been allocated. Okay, so without looking at the answers, what would be the entitlement balance in this example? So this RA has a beginning balance of 100,000. They have allocated, they have used or allocated 8,000 for DLD fresh. And then right now they do not have an entitlement order total. So what would be their entitlement balance? Yes, 92,000. Great, gold star. So that is what is now available to them. So again, you can see they started with their beginning balance, and then they subtracted their DLD fresh amount. And if they had an entitlement order total, then they would subtract that amount as well. And then you get your entitlement balance. So here's another example. In this example, you can see entitlement order. There is an amount there. So again, what would be their entitlement balance using this calculation? Please make sure you're on mute, please. Unless you have a question. If you have a question, if you could put it in the chat, or if you can use the feature to raise your hand, we can unmute you. Yes, so 67,000. Okay. And you all understand again how we came up with the entitlement balance. Do we need to go back through it? Okay, great. Sending you all gold stars. Or candy. It is Halloween, so sending you candy, virtual candy. All right, so here in column L, this is where you will find your bonus order total. So if you have any bonus totals, it's going to be here in column L. So if you have requested commodities, or if the bonus items have been used to request commodities, then it will be also reflected here in column L. All right. So we have another assessment. So if you go ahead and scan the QR code, or you can use the link. Okay, below are images from our entitlement bonus summary report. Which image shows you the beginning balance? And so it has different screenshots or none of the above. And you all will go ahead and select the correct answer and click next. And again, you'll put your student ID. And then when you have finished this assessment, go ahead and put finish in the chat. That will be my indication that we're ready to go to the next part. All right. Looks like a lot of you have finished. Great. All right. So next up, we have a knowledge check. You go ahead and scan this QR code or use the link provided, bit.ly link. So this one is going to be, it's going to ask you to match some terms with the actual WBSCM Entitlement Summary Report terms. So the definition. So you have terms and definitions. So I'll give you all about 3 minutes to complete this knowledge check. So we'll come back at, well, not come back, we'll share out at 9:49. So give you a few moments to go ahead and complete this. Okay, 1 more minute. Looks like some of you have already finished. Okay. And if you need more time, go ahead and you can throw that in the chat and we'll give you a few more minutes. Okay, it's 9:49. Does anyone need a few more minutes or another minute? Okay, looks like most of you have finished. Okay, great. All right, so we'll go ahead and move along. All right, so let's go ahead and check our knowledge. All right, so the first term, entitlement order total. Which summary report term or definition did you all come up with for number 1? So for entitlement order total, which definition goes along with that report? All right, so Ms. Cam says C. Y'all agree? C? Okay. I see D, I see B. All right, let's see. Well, I gave y'all the answer. Yes, so C, the dollar value of entitlement ordered through WBSCM does not include DoD Fresh ordered through Favors. So entitlement order, just keep in mind, it does not include your DOD fresh order through favors. All right, entitlement pounds. So number 2. What did you all get for number 2? Which definition? D, looks like majority D. All right, let's check it out. Yes, D. So the amount of entitlement pounds ordered through WBSCM, again, does not include DOD fresh ordered through favors, but that's your entitlement pounds, okay? Beginning balance, which definition? What did you all come up with? A. Okay, looks like majority of you A. All right. So yes, so A, balance of entitlement available to a school at the beginning of the school year. Again, this is a dollar value. All right, DOD fresh amount. Which definition? B. All right, let's see. So yes, so B, DOD fresh amount, dollar value of entitlement allocated to the DOD fresh fruits and vegetable program. All right, and then our last term, entitlement balance. E, yes, right. So the amount of entitlement remaining after direct delivery and diverted pounds have been allocated. So that is going to be your entitlement balance. All right, so how did you all do? Everyone get 100? Oh, it's okay. Got them all right. Aced it. Ooh, okay. 80. Okay, that's fine. It's still passing, right? If you didn't do so well and you feel like you need additional assistance, please reach out. We can definitely assist you. And again, the more you practice, the more you read through these reports and PowerPoints, you'll get more familiar with the system. All right. All right, so we're going to go into objective 4. So this is our entitlement detailed report. So we're going to talk about program allocation and bonuses, right? The good stuff. All right, so go ahead and go back to the home page in WebSCM, your training environment. And you're going to click on reports. Okay, Jessica, yes, so we will send out the PowerPoint along with the recording within a few days, but you should also be able to access the material for today through the live binder. You should be able to see that in the chat. If not, Bridget and Tamika will post that information for you. Okay, so are y'all back on the home page and you have clicked on reports? Okay, yes, great. Okay, so you are going to go ahead and click on entitlement management. And once you've clicked on entitlement management, go ahead and go to RA entitlement / bonus detail report. So again, entitlement management. And then you're going to click on RA entitlement / bonus detail report. Okay. So once you have clicked there, is everyone at this step where you're going to put in your program, and then of course we'll put in our program year. Are you all at this step? Okay, great. Okay, so program, again, we'll put in NSLP. Okay, and then for program year, go ahead and enter 2023. And so the great thing about this system, you will be able to see your historical data. Of course, next year you won't have any historical data in this system unless you were a pilot school, but eventually you'll be able to see historical data. Okay, and then just keep in mind, or as a reminder, your RA customer number, this is going to auto-populate for you. So there's nothing for you to enter in that box. Okay, and then you're going to click execute when all of your required fields are entered. Okay, so once you click on execute, you have the option. So you have an option, you can click on print to PDF. Or your other option, as we did before, is going to be to export to Microsoft Excel. So go ahead and click on option 2. So we're going to export and open it into a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. And once you've opened that Excel spreadsheet, go ahead and let me know that you've opened it in the chat. And we'll discuss those columns. Okay, open, great. All right. All right, so there are 26 columns, as you can see here, of information that can be found in your entitlement bonus detail report. So of course, depending on what you're looking for, you can use the scroll bar at the bottom to see all of your columns. We're going to go ahead and review these different tabs. Okay, so again, column A. So this is very helpful. So if you all operate more than one program, so say you operate CACFP, NSLP, you can see what actual program this entitlement detail report, what it's pertaining to. So here you can see under A, of course, you all, for today's purposes, we chose NSLP. And then B is going to be, column B is going to be your program year. So we see our program and then our program year being reviewed. Again, this RA WBSCM ID number that was populated for you. And then our SO2 name and SO2 state. So here you can see the RA name and then also the state in columns D and F, or columns D and E. And then in column F is where you're going to see your ship to party. So this can include your state contracted warehouses, your direct ship, recipient agency warehouses, or processors. Okay, and so then your ship to name in column G. So again, this can include your state contracted warehouses, your direct ship RA warehouses or processor. So here for in this example, you can see it was a processor, so Alpha Foods Company. And in this column, you actually will not need, so you can actually hide this column. Column H. And same with if you don't need your requisition number, or if you do, but if you don't, you can go ahead and hide that column as well. And then this column as well is not needed, your requisition item. All right, so K, so this is going to tell you if it's entitlement or bonus. So this is important for you all. So entitlement or bonus can be found in K. For this particular requisition, you'll know if it's entitlement or bonus. Okay, and then L, so this is your order date. So again, this is the date when the materials were ordered, the actual order date. And then column M, you don't need it. It's your sales order type. You can hide that column as well. Then column N, so this is going to be your sales order number. And so USDA assigns these sales order numbers. And so all of your sales order numbers are going to begin with the number 5. And then column O is going to be your line number. Okay, column P is going to be your sale order item status. So here you can see it says it was approved by SDA. Do you all remember what SDA stands for? SDA, what does that stand for? It could be TDA. Well, it is TDA, but it was one of the terms that we went over at the beginning. SDA. Yes, yes, great. So yes, State Distributing Agency, yes. So yes, it is TDA. Good job. All right, so this is your item status. So you'll see here, of course, that this item has been approved by the state agency. And so depending on the status, you will see these different status options or status updates. And so you'll definitely want to make sure the most important of these updates is that it was approved by SDA and that it's approved by SPA and that it's been purchased and that the order has been received. So this tells you that the truck has made it to the warehouse or the processor. Okay, and so then column Q is going to be your material. So again, this is a USDA assigned item material number. And then column R is going to be the actual material description. And so this usually includes a pack size. So here you can see they had, looks like canned chicken with bones. And so the pack size, it looks like it's 12 cans, 15 ounces each. And then of course in column S is going to be your delivery date. And so again, this is your expected date to be delivered to the assigned ship to, which depending on your RA, it could be your state contracted warehouse. If you all have a warehouse, like your own warehouse, and we know some of our bigger districts do, or a processor. And then again, your order quantity. So this is the amount of material that you as the RA has requested. And it can be in number of cases or pounds requested in the load. And so under you, this is going to be your order quantity. So it's measured by pounds or cases. So your unit of measure. So again, here you can see this unit of measure is cases. Okay, and so if the material is ordered in pounds, then you will have this column, you'll see order quantity in pounds. So here you can see this, these 1,200 cases they equal out to be 13,500 pounds. And then column X is going to be your net value. So this is the dollar value of your cases or pounds ordered. And then column W, I'm not sure why it skipped. This is going to be your average cost per pound here. And then X is your actual net value. All right, so your net value is divided by, so the net value of the material divided by the order quantity in pounds is going to equal your average cost per pound. So here you can see we have our net value, and we're going to divide that by order quantity in pounds, and that's going to give us our average cost per pound. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a little math. So our net value is what in this example? Yes. Great. Okay. And then we are going to divide that by our order quantity in pounds. So the 13,500. And so when you divide those two numbers, what do you get? Yes. So $1.99. Yes. Okay, great. All right. All right, and so then in column Y, this is going to be your entitlement amount available to you. So this is going to be your amount of entitlement available at the time the item has been requested. So your requisition, when you're doing your requisition. So again, this is your entitlement balance available. And just a note, here you can see available, it's missing an E, and that is on purpose. The word available, you won't see the actual E in this column, but it is available. Okay, so running your entitlement detail report again, so you're going to use your entitled amount pending, calculate it by taking the entitlement amount available, and then at the time of this is at the time the material was requested, minus the net value of the material. So in this example, so we have entitlement amount available minus your net value, which is going to equal your amount pending. And so you can see here, so again, entitlement amount in the green in column Y here, the first one, minus the net value is how they came up with the entitlement amount pending. All right, so we are ready for another assessment. So again, go ahead and take out your phones, or you can go to the link. Go ahead and complete the RA assessment. Okay, and so it says, which screenshot below shows the RA entitlement bonus detail report screen in WebSCM? So you're going to go ahead and click which option, the correct option, and then click next and enter your student ID and submit. And when you have finished that, go ahead and put it in the chat. Okay, great. All right, we're almost there, y'all. We're almost at the finish line. All right, so we have one last knowledge check. Go ahead and complete this knowledge check. And it's only one question. So it says in RA, again, recipient agency is trying to find the entitlement amount available for requisition purposes. What is the best action to take? And so go ahead and put your answer and your student ID and then submit. And then go ahead and let me know once you've completed this knowledge check. Okay, so what answer did you all get? Did you get A, download a PDF entitlement summary report, B, download a PDF entitlement detail report, or C, download an entitlement summary report in Excel, or D, download an entitlement detail report in Excel? Okay, let's see, mostly D's. I see a C. All right, let's see. So yes, it was D. So exporting and downloading an entitlement detail report will include the information requested for the entitlement amount available and allows the information to be viewed in a file where all information is presented. Great job. All right, so we have finished this portion of the class. Again, as we have mentioned in other trainings, you are more than welcome, and we definitely encourage you all to go to the WebSCM transition page on squaremills.org. You can go there quickly by scanning this QR code, or go to squaremills.org. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the same icon, and click there, and it will take you to the WebSCM transition page. And you can find all of the training material that we have gone over and will go over. All that information can be found there, along with frequently asked questions. So you can also find information there. But that is all that we have today. Do we have any questions? A reminder, we do have lab this afternoon from 1:30 to 3:30. We'll be in the Frio Sabine room at the Abrams location, which if you have been to our Spring Valley location, our Abrams location is just across the street. So we'll be available for you all if you need to come in and get additional training. We're more than happy to assist you all. And then we will also have the same training in the morning again from 9 until however long it takes. So you all are more than welcome to join us tomorrow again. Again, we encourage you to get into the training environment and continue to practice. It's a great system. You just, you have to get familiar with it like anything new, but I think once you all get in there, you'll be happy with this new system. And yes, Beth, great question. So yes, so the link will be the same tomorrow. So you'll use the same link if you all would like to join tomorrow. Very welcome. Thank you all for attending. Also, please make sure you sign in so we can mark you all as attended today's training. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Beth.
Great job.